Hello, everybody. My name is Kenny Hesse, and I'm going to be talking about water scarcity today and what we can do to help solve this problem. So, as a little bit of a background, water scarcity is a worldwide problem that affects billions of people per year. While this isn't something that personally affects me or anybody that I know, I do believe that this is a big issue that is sometimes overlooked in our international community. So, moving into the specifics of this problem, according to worldwildlife.org, 1.1 billion people lack access to clean water every single year, and 2.7 billion face water scarcity at some point during the year for at least 1 month, and 2.4 billion lack proper sanitation for drinking water. This means that people are relying on rivers, streams, standing water, things like that for their water source, and that's not always the best case scenario because there could be issues with the water. It's not always reliable. Moving into some of the specific issues with doing this, the lack of clean fresh water forces those facing water scarcity to rely on old standing water that can contain harmful diseases. One of the big ones is cholera. Cholera has a waterborne disease that has really ravaged a lot of third world countries, especially in sub-Saharan Africa and Haiti. One cholera outbreak in 2017 spread across most of West Africa and Haiti, killing thousands of people. So it's definitely a big issue that can be addressed through having access to clean water. So like I said before, a lot of people have to rely on rivers, streams. In worst case scenarios, they'll use lakes and ponds. A lot of times these are breeding grounds for these waterborne illnesses, and that's why it's such a big detriment to the health in these communities. And then we'll move on to the consumer story. So half of the people that face water scarcity right now live in sub-Saharan Africa. For the purposes of this presentation, I'm going to be focusing on Libya, but this could be applied anywhere from Egypt to Saudi Arabia. There are even parts of like Mexico and South America that face water scarcity. And my solution for this is to invest heavily in a desalination plant along the country's shoreline. So with the case of Libya, Libya has hundreds of miles of coastline that's not used for this purpose. This is also true for places like Morocco, Egypt. Saudi Arabia has some coastline that they could utilize. And I believe that heavy investments on water desalination plants and water pipelines will give access to clean water to millions of drinking individuals. These plants can be built on Libya's expansive coastline, as I mentioned before. This solution can provide a constant supply of clean water for millions of people, far more than wells and rivers and stuff like that can. It's also cleaner and safer for people to drink, so health in these areas will be significantly improved. So we won't be worrying about stuff like waterborne illnesses if this is the case. While this is a very expensive thing, I believe that over time it'll pay for itself, just in the improvements to the economy, to health, and there's just so many things that this can positively impact. So like I said before, despite its hefty cost, the impacts for constant access to clean drinking water are profound and will pay for itself over time. Having access to clean water improves quality of life, agriculture, and the local economy, and access to clean water can be seen as the first domino to fall in the path to building a prosperous civilization. So it'll always be worth the investment. We see with a lot of places, even going back like millions of years when people were living like along riverways, that's why they did it, because they had access to water. And so having access to clean water is just such an important issue that billions of people have to deal with on a daily basis. So that's my overall value proposition, and I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation.